What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to go over my top 3 best characters in Destruction All-Stars. Now, these videos are always somewhat mixed. I do want to say in the beginning, this is very, very important. This is just my personal list. I'm also kind of taking the thoughts of a friend of mine who also played this game quite a bit on day one and asked him, what's his list? My list is somewhat reflective of his. We're going to go over, in my opinion, the best 3 characters, and these simply are because of their special ability and their special vehicle and what the vehicle can do, okay? That's what it's based off of. Now, normally these videos do pretty darn well, and normally people in the comments tend to be even more helpful than I can be, so I would love to hear from you guys in the comments below. Who are your favorite characters to play as? Who do you think are the best characters to play as in Destruction All-Stars? There's 16 of them. I'm going to go over a top 3 with one honorable mention really quickly. If you guys do like this stuff, and I will be covering Destruction All-Stars more in the coming days, make sure you guys are subscribed. Definitely make sure you're subscribed. Bell icon turned on. If you guys want to join our Discord server, play with some of the community, all that good stuff, link for that is in the description below. All right, my honorable mention is Lupita. Now, my friend, actually, he put her number 1, and I do think there's a reason why her and Shift were actually 2 of the characters. Remember that Destruction All-Stars really pushed at us early on. Those are 2 characters that they kind of highlighted in their state of play. And Lupita is very, very good. I would say, again, this is very much going off of your own playstyle. Some of these characters are a bit more defensive. Some of them are very, very attack heavy. It depends absolutely on how you play the game. So it depends on how you play. But Lupita's ability, I do feel, is offensive, but it's not like super attack heavy. It's more strategic. It's more where you place the fire and if you trap people in them, all that good stuff. I can tell you, like, my own personal experience, I wasn't very good as playing with her. I think I was too overthinking it. I was trying to get people trapped in the fire. I can tell you, though, that I have been damaged by her, like on the opposing team, and it's very powerful. It deals a lot of damage to your vehicle later on, and her character can do it as well, okay? And remember, this is not just cars. Now, I mainly played Carnado as my main mode, and that's more of a car-driven mode, but there are some modes where it's also very important when you're on foot, okay? And that's where, obviously, those, like, actual physical abilities come into place. So I think she's very good, and there's a couple others. It's not just her. I would say there's like a middle tier of like 3, 4, 5 different characters that I would put in the same tier kind of as Lupita, and then I would have my top 3. Okay, so my number 3 is Jion. I hope that's how you say it. I know it's a Chinese name, and this is the character basically, and this is, he gets propelled in my mind by his car ability, which is it's kind of like a porcupine, right, where he's got spikes coming out of it. Now, here's the deal. Here's the reason why I picked this. This is an ability, I would say, is very defensive and offensive. You could be having a good mode or a good match one day, right, where you're just absolutely hitting everybody, okay? And obviously, this is going to help you because this is going to deal way additional damage to, the other car, right? But a lot, even the going forward boost and going the left and right boost, a lot of times you can use that in a defensive way to get away from your opponent. That's kind of how I see this I would call it a porcupine kind of ability, right? Where, yes, you can use it in an offensive way, but a lot of times if you're caught off guard and maybe there's going to be a person that is going to hit you, or maybe you see a car is going to hit you, or if you even see a person that's kind of running around that you want to try to hit, well, number 1, it increases your hit range, right, because it's sticking out of you. And number 2, if somebody else tries to hit you when that's out, that's going to deal damage to them. I think, I don't know if I recorded it, but I did get a match where I kind of got stuck with a car with the porcupine, and or with like the spikes, and it destroyed the car because we were like up against a barrier, and I was just kind of sitting there, and literally the game just let me destroy the car because of that ability. So this is a really, I would say, good all-around ability. It could be very offensive if you're into that kind of stuff, but honestly, if you see somebody attacking you, this could be a very good defensive thing as well. Number 2 is Shift. So there is a reason why I think they showed him during the state of play. Now, this character is very good. Look, literally, the main 2 abilities are going invisible. That's it. That's really the only thing he can do. He can do that when he's, actual, like a person running around, and he can do it in the the car. Okay, there's a little bit more to it than that, but for the most part, that's the gist of it. You could say, okay, well, that's not very, like special. That's not like a really like an eye-grabbing kind of thing. But look, in a game like this, it really is, because you're trying to catch people off guard, and a lot of times they see you coming. In the very beginning of matches is a really good time where you can just get in. Everybody's kind of racing towards the exact same middle spot, and you're going to hit somebody or you're going to get hit, right? But as the match goes on, and these are pretty big like arenas, it can be hard to hit sometimes, right? Especially because you do have a mini map. Now, not a lot of people look at the mini map, but you do have a mini map. You could see everything, okay? And if you're good at dodging and stuff like that, you can get around certain stuff. But being invisible, I did find a larger probability of success of sneaking up on people. It's really, it just makes it easier. I would say it is more offensive. Now, again, I played Carnado a lot, which is a more offensive game, but there are some of them, like maybe like a Gridfall, where you want to try to stay alive. There's some modes where you want to stay alive as long as possible, right? And that's another thing. So you could look at this as a defensive thing too, where if you, and actually, now that I'm just thinking about it, I don't think I used in this way, but hey, if your vehicle, say, is really, really low on health and you turn invisible, well, there you go. You just bought yourself a couple seconds. Actually, the ability lasts quite a long time, but you bought yourself a lot of time where nobody's going to be able to find you. Nobody's going to be able to hit you. They still can hit you. You're not like translucent, but you are invisible. So you can, I guess, just kind of park somewhere and like avoid everybody, right? And my number one is Blue Fang. I did not expect to put him at number one. My friend, again, he played and he put him, I think, at like number 6 or 7, kind of like a middle tier. And there's some, I don't remember all the characters' names, okay, but there's the one that can create like fire around his car. That one's pretty good. There's a couple other ones. Blue Fang, I'll say this. I played a lot of matches to try out all these characters, to try to see who I was most comfortable with, and not only is he like a really good character, okay, to play as in terms of, and really his vehicle. I mean, his vehicle is like that shredder thing, like in the front of it. It is absolutely insane. Now, I believe the match that I played as him, I didn't find that much success in using it. However, let me tell you, I would say he's maybe the most popular character. I would say because not every character is always used. Every single match, there was at least one of him. I would even say on the opposing team. So I really do think that this is a character that if you're in a lobby, if it's 4v4 or 8v8, or how many players the game can find at any given moment, right? Sometimes it doesn't populate the whole lobby. I really do think he's a high probability to be chosen by somebody because his vehicle is outrageous. If you take a head-on, I would say if he even just drives up to you with that ability active, you're done for. I guess you're not completely done for it. You're going to deal a massive amount of damage to that person. But let me tell you, if you do a boost, if you do a forward hit while also having the ability active, it's almost a one-hit kill every single time. Now, it does depend on the kind of vehicle you're hitting, but let me tell you, it deals immense damage. To be quite honest with you, this is the person with the ability, at least in the car, that deals, I would say, the most amount of damage. There's other ones, like I said, like even Jion, if you can kind of stick somebody into a corner, I mean, that is probably an instant takedown, but this guy, I mean, Blue Fang is fantastic. I was a little successful at it, but let me tell you, especially in matches as other characters that I was playing as, routinely, I would just get smashed by him, and it would be, most times that I got hit by his car, it would be an instant KO, actually, against me, okay? So in my experience, not just playing as him, but playing against him, and also my friend's experience, I would say he is my favorite character to play, and he's probably the character I'm going to be playing as going forward. So let me know. Again, this is completely opinionated. This is completely my, it's just my play style. Maybe, and there's I don't remember the guy. I was trying to find or remember the guy. The one that does like the lock-on targets. He's very, very good as well. I found a lot of success with him. It depends on how you play. If you're playing safe, if you're playing more defensive, if you're playing very offensive, if you're playing kind of strategic. It depends on how you play the game. It also kind of depends on the mode that you're playing because different characters' abilities are going to help you out in different ways depending on the modes you're playing, right? Carnado is different than Gridfall, which is different than Stockpile, all that kind of stuff, okay? So let me know in the comments below which characters are your favorite. Do a top 3. Just give me your favorite if you want to. Let us all know in the comments below. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turn on. Again, I'm going to try and do a All-Stars video like every day, every other day. We got lots of videos planned on this game. Again, if you guys want to join our Discord server, play with the community, would absolutely love to have you. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I hope to see you all on the next video.